All right, so here is this. It's pretty flush up until right there. You can see that little lip. That means I went too far in, and then it's again over here. There's another lip, kind of a big one right there. So what that means is that because I'm going to be putting a face frame on the front of this, it means I'm going to have gaps, which I'm bummed about. But it's fine. I will figure it out because I always figure it out. So the back also, I'm going to have big gaps in the back because there's a lip all the way. It's like a big lip. I just did not do it right. I think the biggest problem was I used a piece of baseboard that has a straight edge, but the baseboard, I used the wrong edge because I got lazy. And I used the edge that had a gap underneath it. So when I drew my pencil lines, my pencils kind of shifted underneath. And anyway, so it wasn't straight. It wasn't a straight line. So I followed the line, but look how not straight it is. Anyway, the back I decided that was a failure. So I decided to use a 2x4, which the 2x4 was pretty straight. But the problem is that 2x4s have curved edges. So I had the same problem. My pencil just kind of went underneath it. So find yourself a very straight factory edge square that's long enough and you will be just fine. For the sides, I used my level and it was more than long enough and these are perfect. And it's a very square edge, so don't be like me, guys. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come and take those pieces off that I cut it too deep and make new ones and then cut them not deep so that I don't have this huge gaping gap. Oh, such a bummer. But it actually won't be that much work because I only nailed it in and then the nails just pop off. If I had glued it, it would be a little harder. But it is fixable. But guys, it's got so much potential. You guys, you have got to be kidding me. Okay, so I grabbed one of these pieces and I used that on my saw to check the width. And then I set the blade on my saw to that size and look, they're all just a hair too thin. So I'm gonna have spaces on every... Okay, so I have got to learn to be more careful. So there's a waste of all those boards. So I'm gonna cut some more and this time be less careless. All right, so my game plan was to use my 2x4 as a guide for my saw, which means that I would have to push this back. I made little marks, an inch and a half beyond where I want it to cut because that's what my circular saw distance is. The biggest problem with that is that I have nothing to clamp this board to, so it won't do me any good. So either I have to replace this piece so I can clamp it there, or I can do it the right way that I was going to do yesterday, not be lazy and take these nails out of this so that I have a square edge to go off of that's straight. Okay, so that looks really good. There are some little gaps here, but nothing too crazy, and it's fine. Most of it is because this board was a little bit bowed, but I'm happy. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this. I just did the back, and it is literally perfect. I should have done the back first both times.